Hi everyone, it's Thursday, so third full day of being here. We've been unpacking lots of boxes, still loads of boxes. Dogs are now home. They have to go out in the garden on a lead because there are some holes in the fence. We have been informed the garden does have a badger run through it. So there is a badger set somewhere at the end. Tumble dryers on, hence why we're steaming up. So there is a badger run somewhere on one of the bottom of the gardens, and they come through the gardens. So when we do the garden up, we now know we need to put in a badger tunnel. So I've done a load of washing today. The dogs can go out shortly. So my biggest thing today has been to clean this. So the oven, I opened it up and it was growing mold. It was horrible. So it's still not perfect, but it's a lot cleaner and I can at least use it. So that was my challenge for today. So I can at least use the oven. The hob, as you can see, has caught light at some point. This one, which is this front ring, is the only one that I can get to release gas at the moment. So I'm hoping I can, once I give it a good scrub, I can get at least 2 rings going. Potentially. Obviously I haven't tested this yet. The kitchen will be completely removed at some point. Now we've decided the first thing we are going to do is remove the chimneys. Now this chimney is right in the middle of the house. It does go up to the roof. There is no stack outside the roof, so it's just inside the attic. It's huge. It is going to be structural. I don't even need a structural engineer to tell me that's going to be structural. So I've got to get a structural engineer out to see how we're going to play this one, because we want this removed all the way from the attic down, and then the same for this chimney here. Obviously this is a party wall, so we want this chimney removed from the attic down. There are no stacks, the roof is good, so it is from the chimney downwards. We were going to talk about attempting to do it ourselves, however, because that's a party wall and that one is structural, I'm not doing this myself. I can't afford for my house to fall down. So once we have sorted out the structural engineer, we are going to be getting quotes from builders to do these. Once the messy bit is done, all right, it's all going to be messy. It's a whole house renovation. But once this really messy bit is done, we will crack on and do some ourselves. Now, we're trying to decide whether to remove this wall as well and open it completely up. However, I don't really want to do that. I like having 2 separate rooms because this at the moment is going to be used as my office for my business. And then this is a front room. Once this is moved, this room will be big enough for what we will be using it for. It's just the kitchen is not very big. So that leads to the next question. Do we remove the conservatory and put an extension on? Which is what both our neighbours have done. They've got an extension, which you can see, and they've got an extension which is the same length as the other neighbour. So what if we remove this and put an extension on? We've got that same space. Or remove the conservatory as it is, because it is an old conservatory. It is freezing out here. Nothing's insulated. Obviously we've got vines growing through, and put on it's called an ad room. They're fully insulated, and we will go out as far as their extensions. So we're going to put French doors in there. Look at that window! So the rest of the house does have double glazing, but they're old too, so they will need replacing at some point. So our first job, structural engineer and chimney breasts. And I best let these lot out, which means I best put the leads on. See you all soon.